Recording. Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's so great to have you on here. I'm really excited to have my friend Christine Hall on here today. We are going to dive into some Keeping It 100 content where we are going to talk a little bit about life as a real estate investor. And so, Christine, thank you for making time to join me today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really appreciate you appreciate you making time to come on. We did a little pivot. We were going to talk all about co-living, and last minute we decided we're going to talk more about motivation and, what is it like when you get started in real estate? Christine, you are primarily focused on real estate right now. You do have a W-2, but your focus really is growing your real estate portfolio. And you
Hmm.
have a focus on co-living, which is how we met and how we got involved together. And we are even partners on a project together, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So share with us all. Our listeners, they sit back and they listen and they think we're crazy. Who in their right mind would want to start up their own business?
Yeah.
So what brought you to wanting to, one, become an entrepreneur and two, get involved in real estate?
I think it's always started at a really young age for me. I remember being in like ninth grade and I would order like books secretly. Like I remember the first business book I bought, I was in like ninth grade. It was on how to drop ship. And I was so embarrassed by it. I like shoved it under my bed because I thought people would think I was so weird. But and I remember reading like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki as a kid, and I don't know, like there's
Oh.
something wrong with me, but I've always been interested in it.
That's amazing. Wow. So you're just a natural born entrepreneur.
I think I am. I think I am.
It-
I'm fascinated by it. So yeah.
That's terrific. I think you need to have some level of fascination with it, or it's going to drive you insane because it's challenging. So is real estate investing the first time you've had your own business, so to speak, or have you had other dabbles in business ownership and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I've actually done a lot.
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
so right now, currently, my husband and I, we own a dental office, and he is the opposite of me. He just loves teeth. I love business, so it's a good marriage where I do all the businessy stuff and I love it, and he does all the teeth. So, but before that, I started a dental assisting school, and I've had an Airbnb. We did a small subdivision development. There's just a bunch of things. I'm just trying to think of all the things that I've done, and I've loved
A
all of
lot.
it. I just bought a sub two in Arkansas, and it's a long-term rental. I did that remotely. So it's been everything I've done has been super fascinating. I've learned a ton, and I consider that like my education is just real life experiences.
Yes. I love that you just said that. Will you talk to that a little bit more? Because you and I both know what happens is it's very easy to get going and then to kind of pull the brakes because it's
Hmm.
scary. It's scary to make those first investments. It's scary to make you're purchasing real estate that's not even where you live, right? That's scary,
Hmm.
but you did it.
Yeah,
You took
yeah.
action, you took the leap of faith. What is it internally, do you think, that helps you get to that point? I think that's very different where a lot of people, they do the work, and then just when they're really needing to take that last leap, they pull back.
I think it's honestly knowing, like knowing enough for me. For me, for example, what made me pull the trigger on real estate things is I had started listening to Bigger Pockets podcast,
Yep.
and I knew enough to be dangerous, and that's what motivated me to just try it because it was like I had to. I could not not.
Yeah. Yeah. I could not. That's it. Oh my gosh. I think what you said is hysterical. And it's so true. Like I couldn't agree more. Just having enough information to be dangerous. But
Hmm.
I'm smart enough to know that boundary of reckless and danger. Like they're two different things in my opinion. Like I've just enough knowledge to really take that leap. And you can do that smart. You could do it
Yeah.
safe. It's a little
Hmm.
risky, but then there's like really being like aggressively risky, right? And those are, I think they're two different things. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying to people just go out and go crazy and be reckless, by no means.
Right.
But
Hmm.
you
But
can't,
I
yeah,
knew enough that excited me. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I can do this because I saw other people doing it that had less experience and they just went for it and were successful. And I was like, if they can do it, I bet I could too.
that's right. That's right. It's so true. It's so true. Look at Pace Morby, for example. He's
Hmm.
not a superstar, right? I mean, he's just a regular person who is driven, committed. He's smart. I mean, is he brilliant? In some areas, yes, but I wouldn't say he's the smartest guy in the room most of the time. I think he would say that if you're listening.
Hmm.
Not that you are, but if you were. But, but I think that was a lot for him. He's like, all these other people are doing it. Why the heck can't I do it? And I think that's why he loves to lift up so many folks. I mean, he just helped Maddie, who was living on the streets, get her first deal and buy a house. I mean, and it's like, how can you say, well, I can't do it, but yet this woman did it? So
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that. Yeah, I think it's all about that balance of taking action, getting the knowledge, but you don't need to sit around and be on Zooms all day, every day, because then
Right,
you get
right.
paralyzed. Yeah.
And it's just taking those small steps, doing something every day. I have this goal. I will do something every day, even if it's a tiny thing, it's still moving forward, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I think people, we tend not to um like honor that, right? That's a big
Yeah,
deal, even if it is just a little thing. Like, so I'm working on um building muscle right now. And it's really hard. It's very different than like when you go to the gym and you're like maintaining.
yeah,
And it's new to me and it's a lot of learning. It's like doing lifting weights differently than I had and doing things different. It's physically hard. It's super overwhelming. It can be intimidating.
yeah.
Like today, but I went to the gym today and I didn't get through everything I wanted, but
But
I
you're
stayed
there.
there for the whole time and I did
Mhm.
things and I did it. Like I showed up. And so I could have chosen to walk away and be disappointed in myself
Yeah.
because I didn't, yeah. But
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's actually my motto. Every year I have a motto, and this year it's
I love it.
consistency because I really believe if I can be consistent at anything, I will be successful. Even if I just show up that day for 10 minutes, it's
Yeah.
consistency. So, yeah, that's huge.
It's the best motto of the year. I love that. It's true.
Hey.
Yeah, I agree. I think for folks that are watching, if you're just getting involved in real estate or anything for that matter, maybe you're changing your diet habits, your workout habit, whatever the case may be, it is, to me, it's being consistent. And
Mhm.
it's okay that you don't get the whole thing done or you don't get to finish, you don't get to the end result that maybe you were hoping for. But if you showed up and you tried your best, what more can you ask for? But you got to
You
show
got it.
up. You've got to show
Absolutely.
up.
And one
Oh
other
my
thing I
gosh.
wanted to say too was
Please.
I actually went to high school with Pace in Utah. And
I
when
remember
I
that.
when I first saw him, I like found him on YouTube a few years ago. I was like, that's Pace. And I was just like so proud of him. I love Pace. And I'll tell you what, he is the same guy today than he was in high school. He was so funny and so fun. And my friend had a huge crush on him. And so we'd hang out on the weekends. And I just love him. I love that guy. He is the real deal.
He is so the real deal. I love that you say that because he gets a lot of guff from people.
Oh,
And
shoot. That's
he does. Yeah. I mean, I think anytime somebody becomes successful, right? People,
true.
there's haters.
Your
So he's
target.
got his haters, but he does a great job of blocking them out. He's been such a good friend to me. He's given me so much advice and just comforted me when things have been hard in business. And things happen in business all the time. There's partnership changes and relational changes and financial changes and all the things. And he's
Mhm.
always been there for me. And he's always just been a really solid sounding board. And I really, truly appreciate that in him. Yeah, he's a real deal. If he were not the real deal, he wouldn't show up. He wouldn't
Yeah.
show up for the me needing a shoulder to cry on, right? I don't have siblings. He's like a brother to me. So
Oh, oh.
I know. And if he wasn't real, he wouldn't show up for those moments, but he
It's
does.
true.
He
Genuine, yeah.
does. Yeah, I mean, and he's a busy guy. He'll text last night he was texting me late at night. I had, just there were a couple things going on and I just needed I needed someone to remind me that it was going to be okay. And he got back to me like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you reached out. Let me just remind you what a badass you are."
Mhm. Wow, I love that.
Yeah, yeah, he's genuine. 100%. It's very cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to ask you a little bit about, just you've got a really good head on your shoulders when it comes to, I feel like the balancing of what you're doing. You're taking action, but you're not, you're not, it doesn't sound like you're being, you're mindful of the action you're taking, right? You're not just sitting around going, well, I don't have enough info, and you're not acting that way, and you're also not um acting without, enough knowledge. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
guess my question is, with all of this, what do you feel like would be some really good motivation that you could give to somebody that's they're listening to this and they're going, yeah, okay, I hear you. I gotta show up. Yeah, okay. Actually, let me pause. I'm gonna pause. We're gonna cut that part out. I lost my train of thought and I could not get back on and I
I
tried.
do it all the time. It's okay. I do it all the time.
We're gonna just cut that part out. Oh my gosh. What I wanted to talk about was like the sacrifice that it takes, right? To have a business operate because it does. We miss things, we navigate things. Do you have a question I wanted to ask you aside from the interview part, it would help, and I forgot, is do you have like an assistant or do you have a team? How are you operating? Is it just you right now and your husband
Well, so yeah, we have a whole staff at the dental
at the
office.
dental
And
office?
while I love the dental scene and the industry, it's been a huge blessing to our family. I realized a few years ago that um it's not something that I have a huge passion for
Yeah,
dentistry. I
sure.
love it. It's been amazing for us, but so
Yeah,
that's when I started pivoting away from it. And what I did is I hired a personal assistant to cover a lot of my duties in that W-2 job.
so
And so
smart.
that frees up a ton of my time so I can focus on real estate.
Oh my gosh, so smart. Okay,
Yeah.
love that. That's helpful now. Okay. Okay. We can start over my wonderful recording team who will help make this all
Okay.
fixed
Okay.
pretty. I love it. So, Christine, we've been talking a lot about change and motivation, and while making real change does require motivation, it also takes a lot of sacrifice, discomfort, just a lot of even unlearning, right? The strategies that we use or have been using. So, what are some of the things that you maybe could share with people that you wish that they understood more about what it really takes to create this meaningful change. Because you have created a lot of change. You have a business with your husband, and then you've also made time for real estate. I'm sure you've got some sacrifices that you've had to make and some changes in your life.
Yeah. So for me, it came down to seeing the other side. It got me excited. And well, I love the dental industry and I do that with my husband. It's not something I'm super passionate about, although it's been a huge blessing in our lives and I love it.
Sure.
But there's a few things that was like that I didn't love. And one of them is the time factor is you have
Mhm.
to trade hours for dollars. And I hate that. And I really feel like real estate is so much more freeing. I mean, you could live remotely on an island and still do real estate.
Yeah,
And that's what I love. And like I know this sounds silly, but it's our dream to buy a truck camper when all of our kids are grown up. And for me and my husband to just go around the country and go on our little truck camper. I'm like, you can't do that with a W-2 job. And that's
Yeah.
just like one of the things that kind of pushed me off the ledge is like just the freedom that it affords. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
love that. I think that a lot of people feel the same way that trading time for money, no bueno, no fun.
yeah,
You're just
yeah.
stuck. So, what kind of sacrifices have you made in order to, or sort of discomforts, maybe some unlearning that you've had to deal with to make the space so that you can get involved in real estate and start creating this business for you and your family so that you and your husband can, when the kids are gone, your husband retires, you can be in the truck camper. There's a lot of moving pieces. So I'm sure that there's been some sacrifice or some discomfort or so forth that you've had to kind of navigate. What does that look
Mhm.
like? How does that work for you?
I when I realized I wanted to go in all in on this, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I have a job. Like I have so many requirements and responsibilities at the dental office right now. So what I did is I hired a personal assistant, and at the time it seemed like a huge expense, an unnecessary expense, but I just did it anyways. I had a friend who talked me into it. She's like, "You'll never go back, I promise." So I hired her and I offloaded a ton of my duties to her. And it's been a huge blessing because then it's just freed up my time. That was like my one thing holding me back is I was just like, I don't have time. But I made that shift and I'm so glad I did because now I can really focus on something that I'm so passionate about.
Boy, I love that. I would love for you to speak to that a little bit more because so many people, myself included, you don't hire an assistant. You don't think you can. You don't think you deserve it. You don't think it's makes sense. I hear people go, "Oh my God, I'd even be embarrassed to tell people I have an assistant. Like, who am I to have an assistant?"
Yeah.
And I think it's the silliest thing ever. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you talk to that? Did you feel that way at all? Did
Yeah.
you like what
Oh yeah.
what yeah, what were yeah, talk to us about that. Yeah.
I probably thought about it for 2 years, and then I finally did it. I don't know why I waited so long, but I was like, "Well, personal assistants are for special people. They're really not." Like, I learned that if you can get good at something, focus your time and energy on that. Like, for example, cooking. Like, I like to cook, but I don't like to cook 3 meals a day. And if I did, that's all I'd be doing. And so I just figured, maybe offload some of those low value tasks that don't really aren't productive
Yeah.
and focus your time on things that are productive. And that's when I like saw the light. It made sense in my head. I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is something I can definitely do. So
Right.
it's not just for special people, it's for people who want to get crap done.
It is. It's for people that want to get crap done and we want to stay laser focused and we want to always be working towards our highest and best use, which is not always responding to mundane emails or booking appointments or what are some of the things that your assistant does?
So she does a lot of like the marketing. She does a lot of the paperwork that was just like not super high value tasks that still had to be done, but just a
Right.
lot of the busy work that was just eating up my whole day,
Yeah.
you know.
There's so much busy work that can happen. Yeah.
Yes, you
Have
can get bogged down
you
by it.
have you read Dan Martell's book Buy Back Your Time? Have you gone through
No, I haven't.
really fun book. You would really enjoy it, I think. It's called
Yeah.
Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And I think a lot of people when they start to read it, they think, "Oh, well, I'm not here yet, so I don't need this book," because it does talk at a bit of a higher level business owner. So somebody that already has an existing company, with multiple employees and so forth. But if you just stick with it, he actually breaks it down and he kind of he starts high level and then he kind of backs up a little bit is how I see it. And so
Hmm.
he does dive into how an individual can really get their calendar dialed in. And
Hmm.
during the process of learning how to dial in your calendar, your personal calendar, he walks you through this series of activities where you go through calendars of past weeks and you color code your activities based on things that you are really good at, things that you are good at, but don't love, things that you love, and things that you're just not good at and don't love. Because when you start out, you're doing everything and all
Yeah.
the things, right? And
Hmm.
once you can start to identify some of those things, it was very helpful for me, even before I thought I could afford an assistant, just being able to look at those things and go, okay, well, this makes sense why I would rather clean the toilet than do social media, because every single day that there's an activity around social media, I've marked it red. I don't love it. I don't love it.
Mm.
And so
Yeah. Yeah.
basically, he's teaching you to kind of come up with a higher level picture for yourself of what are the things you're good at and the things that you love. And the things that you're good at and love, when they come together, that's your sweet spot. The other
Mm.
things based on the colors are things you want to start offloading. The
Yeah.
red, just try to get rid of those, hire someone to do those right away.
Love
And
that.
then, right. And game changer, total
So do
game.
you have somebody do your social media since you didn't love it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm. And it's
That's
great.
great.
And I mean, it took a minute to find the right people. It took time to find folks that understood my values and what was important to me, because social media is important. That's, your face
Yeah.
out in the world. And I definitely wouldn't ever want it to come off as fake. And so it is that's a tough one. You do have to find people that, get you and they can speak to you.
Right.
They can keep
Right.
everything in check, which I did. I'm so grateful. Great. You guys are great. Because I know you're watching. But there were a lot of other things that I just realized were not things that I enjoyed. And it was using up so much of my brain capacity, just because the job or the task itself was not hard or even time consuming in some cases,
Yeah.
but it was the leading up to it where I
Hmm.
probably spent more time just thinking about how I don't want to do it than just doing
Yeah.
the darn thing, right? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Packing
So
my suitcases. Exactly. Yep.
what'd you say?
Packing my suitcase.
Yes. So
I
I
think
love
about it
that
for
you
a
brought
long
all that
time.
up. Yeah. Yeah, so that's great that you brought all that up, and it's just important. So guys, when you're listening, if you're at a point where you feel like, wow, there's not enough time in the day, you know what you want to do and you're focused and you're committed, and the only thing that's stopping you is this time, go find somebody
Yeah.
that you can bring on. Is your assistant, do they live in the US? Are they virtual?
Yeah, I had actually tried a virtual assistant before for I've heard great things about them for other people, but for me personally, I wanted someone local.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I just found her locally and
love
she's
that.
been great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think that's great. I have both a VA from the Philippines who I've worked with for years, love her to pieces. And then my personal assistant is based in the US, but she's virtual. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah, it works good. It's kind of a nice fit. So I
That's
love
great.
that. That's exciting. All right,
Yeah.
so here you are, you're on your journey, you are rocking and rolling. You've done a lot of different projects in real estate. Would you share with us a couple of the things that you've done?
So the two most recent ones is we bought a piece of farmland and we subdivided it and turned it into a small subdivision. And
Just that.
yeah, that was a fun way to get into real estate. And then I did a sub two house in Arkansas and turned that into a long-term rental. So they were
Amazing.
both like super different from each other, but
Yeah,
I learned a ton. I loved it, but I also realized I don't want to do those two types of real estate in the future. That's what
yeah,
led me to co-living. I finally found like my sweet spot, something I'm so passionate about and that I believe in. And oh,
yes,
and I did a short-term rental in Florida. I did a condo in Florida. And that's one I thought I would really fall in love with, but
yeah,
for me, it was okay. Like it was fun, but
yeah.
like I know I don't want to do that full time either.
Yeah.
So I could
But isn't
go
that
could go a
great?
lot on any direction on any of those. I learned so much, and I'm not mad I did any of them because I made money on each project.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
I think that's so cool. Similarly, I did the same thing, and I am so grateful. I had a condo that in Hawaii that was a midterm rental. I hated midterm rentals, didn't love it. So then I turned it into a long-term rental, which is fine.
Hmm.
It breaks even. It doesn't, I mean, it cash flows like teeny bit, but it's
Hmm.
okay and it's great and it's providing housing for a family. I did a multifamily, which I actually like that, but it's kind of multifamilies are great, but you're still just managing single families, like multiple single families, but it's still that single family vibe, which is fine.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
like you, once I got into co-living and I saw the dramatic difference you can make in people's lives, I really just was like, I'm locked and loaded into co-living,
Yeah.
100%.
The one
Yeah.
thing I love about co-living is
Yeah,
that
tell us.
it's something there will always be a need for it. Like no matter what, if the
Yeah.
recession happens, whatever, co-living will do even better. And it
Um,
solves such a huge need. That's why I love it.
yeah. I agree. I think that I always say, gosh, if all of us had just one co-living property in our portfolio, we would still have a housing crisis. I mean, my gosh. So like everybody,
Yeah.
please just get one co-living property in there. It's such a
Yeah.
dramatic way to make a difference in a community and in people's lives. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you've done all the, I love that you've done these things and you're like, yep, been there, done that, moving on. Good for you. I stress that for folks watching this is just go do it. Go do it. If the numbers work and you're not
Yeah.
going to lose money, just go do it. If you hate it,
Right.
sell it. Big
And
deal.
I look at it as my university experience.
Yeah,
Like I have the greatest experience in education from just doing it in real life, you
100%.
know? So I
There's
look
so
at
many
like,
things. There's so many things that have happened in my real estate career. I've been doing this 3 years full time. Oh my gosh, I've had multiple partnerships. I've had, great deals and really bad deals. I've had, I mean, everything in between and you name it. But I've learned something from every single one. I've
yep.
taken responsibility and been accountable for my part of the deal, mistakes that I made or what have you. I didn't put blame on other people. And I just
Hmm.
said,
You
okay,
owned it.
I owned it. Let's figure this out. Like next time, how would you do it differently?
Yeah.
And
And it's
yeah,
okay. It's okay to make mistakes. That's the thing.
yeah.
I look at mistakes as tuition money.
It's such a good way to put it because it really is. As long as you take the time to reflect on it and learn from it, it is. And it's probably some of the cheapest tuition you'll pay. I
Yeah.
just paid my daughter's college tuition, and let me tell
Oh.
you, there's that. So yeah, a lot of what I've lost along the way or have struggled with is far cheaper than college tuition. So I'm with you. Oh my gosh. So what's next for you? What is next on the horizon? We're partnered on a co-living project together. What's next for you in co-living?
So in my short-term immediate goals, I want to get my own co-living place, hopefully by the end of this year.
Love it.
Um, and so that's what I'm locked and loaded looking to do.
Perfect. Are you looking to partner with people? So for folks watching, maybe there's a bird dog watching. Are you looking for, help finding properties? Are you looking for private money partners? Are you looking for equity partners? Or what is
Yeah.
it if people are watching? How can they support you in your journey?
I am also looking for a partner who would want to partner with me. I think going into projects together is great. I think it can be lonely sometimes being a real estate investor. So just keeping each other accountable is huge. And where you have a weakness, one person has a strength. So just finding that right fit for a partner.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I'm looking for bird dogs to help find that right property, definitely, because that's something I actually personally do not enjoy doing. So if someone else is better at it than me and
Mhm.
presenting those properties, that would be awesome.
Oh, I love that. That's super. I wanted to just touch on what you said about the partnership. So I taught, was a teacher for my career, and uh, teaching is interesting. It can be lonely because you're in the classroom by yourself a lot. but then you're collaborating with other teachers a lot. And that can be interesting when you have a lot of mostly women coming together trying to collaborate on one thing. And the
Hmm.
partnerships can be challenging at times. And I remember leaving teaching thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to ever have to partner with anybody ever again. That was my
Hmm.
mindset was I needed that break, right? And so that was going into real estate. That was my thought was like, I'm going to just do this by myself. How exciting. Like I'll never have to answer to anybody. It got really lonely really fast.
Yeah.
And also didn't love the responsibility of it's really just my eyes on the deal and
Hmm.
on the project. And of course, I could hire somebody to help, double check my underwriting and so forth. But I didn't love it. And so I bought my first property by myself. And then from there on out, I've always had partners and I love it. I love
Yeah.
it so much. There's a lot of different ways that you can do partnerships also. You don't have to have, a full-on business that you own together that you're partners with and you're doing daily activities together. You can JV or have, an entity just for your property that you share. And so there's a lot of different ways. I always encourage people to look into different types of partnerships.
I
Yeah.
totally agree because they can share your anguish if anything goes wrong. Like for example,
Mhm.
we needed to replace the shower insert in my
Mm.
long-term rental. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it was just me who ultimately had to stress about it. And I thought it'd be kind of
Right.
nice if I had a partner to bounce ideas off and
All
solutions
day.
with. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime the property that I own by myself, it's a condo. Um, yeah, it's a long-term rental. It was the midterm rental, but it's now a long-term rental. Really lovely couple. So I don't have a management company. It's rare that anything happens, but
Same,
for
same.
example, she texted me yesterday. When I saw that text come through, I know whatever's in that text is all me.
I
Like
know.
no one coming to
Yeah,
save me. So if it's like the house is flooded, or if it's, hey, just wanted to say we mailed the rent check, like it doesn't matter. It's all on
right.
you. Yeah.
I know. I see that text come in from Diane. I'm like, oh, what's it gonna be? But she's a great tenant. She is awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that pit in
Yeah.
your
So I
stomach is
love these
real.
guys, but I feel the same way. So that's a condo. I'm moving back to Hawaii and I'll move into that condo. So at least I'll have
Cool.
that off my stress off my plate.
Great.
Oh, I love that. So, any particular location you're looking, are you really open to anywhere in the country?
I've been looking at Atlanta and Tampa mainly
Yeah.
the core markets for pad split.
Perfect.
But yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So great. So folks that are watching, if you're a bird dog or if you're looking to partner on co-living, definitely Atlanta, Tampa, great markets. We've got real estate. I've got real estate in both of those two markets. And definitely agree with you, stay in the pad split core market. So folks
Mhm.
can reach out to you if someone's watching and they'd like to reach out, they can reach out to you via email. Is that right?
Yeah, yep,
And it's Christine Hull one, the number one at Gmail, correct?
yep. And it's Hull, Hull.
Yep. And Christine's name is right on the screen, so you can read it there, Christine Hull one at Gmail. So please reach out to her. I'm going to wrap it up by just saying, wow, thank you. Um,
Yeah,
you've got a lot, you've done a lot, and you've got a lot going on. And I love your positivity. You're just super positive. And I can tell you just you're going to do amazing things. You're just going to keep barreling through. And I
thank
think it's
you.
great for people to hear your journey. So I appreciate you coming on today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. So, guys, I always like to wrap up by reminding people the podcast is called Keeping It 100. What that means for me is I really like to share the whole journey. I like to pull the curtain back, talk about the wins, the losses, the moments when you just didn't know how you were going to get through it. Because it's all about really, in my opinion, choosing truth over image and just having the courage to show up, right? You can look on social media and it looks like everything's hunky dory, but we know that it's not always that way. Last question for you. What does keeping it 100 mean to you?
Keeping it 100% truthful. I think you're absolutely right. So many
Love
people
it.
will be like, "Oh, it's 100% wins all the time, every day."
Right.
And at the end of the day, it is worth it for sure. But yeah, just keeping it real.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, guys, if you enjoyed our conversation today, or hopefully we've inspired you or motivated you. If you know of anybody that you feel can, really resonate with us and maybe get some motivation from us, we really hope that you will share with us. Share the recording with folks, and don't ever hesitate to reach out. I love to talk with you guys and hear from you and hear and learn about your journey. So until next time, keep showing up, keep staying real, and of course, most importantly, keep it 100. Thanks, everybody.